High water levels in the Great Lakes are devastating our shorelines. Here in southwest Michigan, the water levels, lack of ice buildup, and high winds have caused much destruction. In this video today, you can see the destruction that's happening and some of the things that have been done to mitigate that damage. I'm starting my filming at the Indiana-Michigan state line and then heading north. What you're seeing here are shelters with stairs that led down to the beach. Not too much anymore. You can see how close some of the home structures are to the lake. Here you see a drop-off 20 feet straight to the beach, where once there were nice stairs. The waves here are not all that high yet. The winds were north-northeast at about 12 miles an hour. They're going to increase to 20 to 30 miles an hour tomorrow, and tomorrow night gusts to 40. That will definitely increase the height of these waves crashing into the shoreline. I don't think there's any explanation here that's necessary anyway. I think you can see it for yourself. Normally we have 20 to 25 foot thick ice buildup, 50 to 100 yards out into the lake, protecting the shoreline. But it just hasn't been cold enough this year for that to happen. This is our water pump house. Imagine what would happen if we lost this, not only for the locals here who use it in their everyday life, but for the thousands of tourists that vacation here every year. It would be an absolute economic disaster. Here you can see the heavy equipment, rocks and boulders that have been used to protect the shoreline. A few years ago, there was a house where I'm standing taking this video. In fact, I just read an article in our local Herald Palladium newspaper where a fellow just had his home torn down in Stevensville at the cost of $8,000. And he said it was a lot cheaper than having it fall in the lake, where it would have cost him $150,000 to bring all that debris from the lake up the bluff. And additional to that, it's going to cost him another $480,000 or so to do what you see here, to protect his property. And now you're looking at our transient docks. Were pulled up out of the water in January because many of them were underwater, and they were afraid that if the water in the river froze like it usually does, that they would be damaged beyond repair. They'll be put back in the spring at a level where they're usable again. We're now in town at the public beach. As you can see, we still have plenty of public beach here, even though a lot of debris has washed up from the bottom of the lake. check out the waves crashing on the rocks. And it's only going to get worse later on today. This is our playground, which was underwater most of the summer. All that area you see in front of you was, yes, underwater. You can see the water line right along that dark area on the right side. Even our parking lot has taken a heck of a beating. Some hardy fishermen out there. And this is just a little snippet of what it was like all summer long here. This sidewalk along the river has been flooded, cleaned up, flooded, cleaned up. It's a never-ending process. Yeah, that sign at one time was actually a foot above the water line. This section of road has been flooded pretty much all summer long. In fact, this little section you see repaired here has only recently been repaired. All summer long, they had a big, thick steel plate covering the sinkhole. If you look at my What's Up with Richard number 3 at around the 5-minute mark, you'll see me driving through this particular area when it was flooded. And yes, it flooded a couple foot across the road, all the way down to the condominium parking lot, and ended up in our boat launch ramp area. And it's still flooded there today. Now, a lot of the debris that's washed up here is natural, but I cannot believe the amount of plastic you see here. Straws, bottle caps, it's embarrassing. It really is. It's what we're doing to our environment that really shocks me. I think the lake's trying to tell us something here. And no, that sculpture was never intended to be in the river. I think a major cleanup awaits us in the spring.